Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever it is you are in the world, and welcome to another edition of the Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York. We start today's scene in the Brand Center, the counseling center, the community center that a certain Joyce Rourke had started up many months ago, actually. It's a place where individuals can come and find job placement assistance, and it does have a gym and a pool, gathering rooms, things of that nature. It's essentially a community center for all intents and purposes. It does offer counseling, not necessarily psychiatric therapy, but counseling. Though Joyce may have some accreditations to herself that she doesn't necessarily go into. As such, she waits for her noon appointment to arrive, as she remembers putting a certain member of the park people into her ledger for today. We start our scene with Travis walking towards the center itself. And Travis?
Hello? Can you guys
There
hear
we
me?
go. Now we can. And now we
Okay,
can.
I just closed my camera so you guys can hear me better.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Hello?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you, don't worry. Okay. Sorry for that. Travis is wearing a black leather jacket, the black jeans and white t-shirt. He will arrive at the wellness center and he will wait for his appointment to come. And he will sit there waiting
until he drops out, apparently.
Ladies and gentlemen, we may not even be able to do this scene.
Follow closely behind Travis, who is apparently having connections with his mental character. Wait, what? Is using the gifts of invisibility that he has, Honors the Lost. Since Travis has made it known that he doesn't really trust this appointment, he has asked one of his packmates to help him out. And Honors will be sneaky, sneaking behind them all, being the sneaky monster that he is.
Let's see if Bomber can make it.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Can you guys hear me? Oh God, yes. I'm really sorry. Okay. So as I have said, Travis will arrive at the wellness center, and he will wait for his appointment to come.
Only after about a few minutes of waiting, 2 minutes exactly, a young woman comes up, just a average-looking secretary-type person, and she just comes up with a clipboard. Mr. Moran?
Travis will look at her. Yes.
Miss Rourke will see you now.
Does she hears from me? Is she hearing from me?
No.
Travis will get a little thing in his head from the pack link. Don't mention a single word about me or that I'm here. Okay? We don't want to have a repeat of last time.
He will send you facepalm from the pack link. I don't know how, but he just do it, and he will look at the lady again. Okay, I would like to go near Lady Joyce.
Lady Joyce kind of looks at him oddly. Yes, come this way. And she just shows Travis to the actual office itself.
Travis will knock the door.
She's opened the door for you before you had a chance, like literally opening it.
Oh, okay.
When you walk in, the room itself is rather larger than anybody would really need. It's essentially big circle of a room with bookshelves lining most of either sides of the wall, except for the walls near the front door and the walls where there is about a 20-foot section of window. Off to one side, there is like an ante-chamber type room where there seems to be like a living space, though most of it looks like a Murphy bed or a futon. Also in there, there's also a private bathroom with a small, what looks to be like a wooden locker of sorts, maybe like this very, very small wardrobe, a place where someone could keep a day's or two worth of changes of clothes. And in the center of the room is a rather large, oversized desk, and off to the one side is a couch and a set of chairs on either side of the couch.
Travis will look at the room and he will happily say, "Oh, this is a nice room. You know, like I'm surprised, let's just say."
Joyce, for her part, is sitting at the desk with a cup of coffee in one hand, wearing a business-type suit, slacks, and a sort of a blazer-type overcoat or jacket. She has her hair down over her shoulders, and she's sitting there with a notepad and like a leather folder-type situation with a pen, and she seems to be just simply jotting some things down as she finally looks up at Travis and takes a sip from her coffee before setting it down. Ah, Travis. Punctual.
Hello.
On time.
Yeah, I like
How
to be.
refreshing that is.
I like to arrive at time. How are you?
Not too bad. In all honesty, not too bad.
Oh,
Yourself?
same here. Same here. I'm
Not too bad.
actually fine as well.
Well,
Like not
shall
too bad
we,
and fine at the same time.
it's good to know. And she'll stand up and walk over towards the high-back chair that sits near the couch. Why don't you take a seat?
Okay. He will go and take a sip.
Can I get you anything? Coffee, water? We have sodas if you really want them, though I don't know how old they are.
I
They've been in there
actually
since we opened the place.
come from Starbucks, thank you.
Fair enough. And she'll grab her coffee and set it down. And just for prying eyes, his certain activated gift senses nothing.
So, you told me that I need to see you.
Yes, you do.
Tell me.
Well, that's more of you to tell me. The way this works is you tell me what's going on, and I help you work through it. And she sits down cross-legged in her chair and places her actual, what looks to be like an actual work folder, in a leather like fold-over binder. And she opens it up, and she seems to jot something down. If Aaron is looking, it's just his name. And she puts the date on it, and she sits there. The last time we spoke, you seemed troubled.
Well, trouble does not end.
True. But our kind can often be weighed down by the things that we are forced to bear witness to.
What did you say? Can you repeat it again? He
Said
asks it for a reason.
the things that we are forced to bear witness to.
You see, he smiles and takes his hand to his head.
Did
And
I
that's my
say
problem.
something funny?
No, you didn't. That's my problem. The things that I bear witness is making me sad. Joy. And when I close my eyes, I see those stuff. When I sleep, sometimes I see nightmares. And whatever I do doesn't help me. It's just like it used to be like I was going at the bars, drink, and have friends. It used to help, but not anymore. I was a man who cares about, let's just say, you know my type. We care about life, love, joy. He smiles as saying his name. Vor. It's just taking a joy from life is hard at the moment.
Well, then let's talk first about what exactly have you been through? Explain it to me.
I have seen terrible things, which I am not used to.
Well,
I have
then,
been a normal person
Alright.
times ago, and normal persons doesn't see a lot of bad stuff. But the things that I see is not normal humans would see, and the things that you would see in horror movies.
Alright. So then, first you said that you were normal before. I'm guessing pre-change.
Yes.
You're not used to dealing with what you have on your plate now.
Yes.
How do you reconcile that in your mind? How do you come to grips with what you are now, as opposed to what you were?
Stronger?
She nods and writes something down.
Sometimes overconfident. When I deal with the kind, when I deal with the humans, or when I deal with other supernatural. But we have a burden called rage. That's
I'm
my
well
problem.
aware of that.
That's my problem. I was always a socially awkward, but I was a man who was having friends and girlfriends. Now I can't have that. That's one of my problems.
So isolation then has been hard
Yes.
on you. That's only fair to say, honestly. Our curse certainly does make it difficult for us to interact. We become drawn away from the lives we knew, depending on the nature of our birth. And it makes it harder for us to keep in touch and connection with those that we once had an affinity for.
Yes, you're right. There is no salvation for this. There is no turning back from this.
Well, let me ask you something, Travis. You notice the nature of my work, correct?
Nature of what?
You know what I do here.
Yes, you
I'm a
do.
counselor. That means I see many people day in and day out.
Yeah.
There are ways around the curse, such as Athros are able to bury their rage for a time. It's a gift that I make use of quite a bit.
Travis looks at you, and you realize he never expected you to have Athro gifts. It means you used to be an Athro once. So, he never expected that. He just looks at you, like, narrows his eyes. He says, well, there will be a time for me to become Athro, you know. If everything goes fine, I probably will be Athro in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years.
Depends on how motivated you are and what set of circumstances you have in front of you. But I'm more to the point saying that if it can be taught as a gift, there is a potential that such spirits are willing to lend their service to you in the form of fetish or tailing. Granted, you would have to have someone who could craft those things for you. And while I am most certainly capable of doing something like that, I would have to let you know that I don't think that would be on the table.
Yeah, I have, probably find a theurge before I come to you. From the
Well,
sept.
it's, I guess, suppose more to the point that, yes. I would be happy to craft fetishes for any Garu I met, or kinfolk for that matter, but as gifts from outsiders are always brought bared with a certain amount of suspicion, I have refrained from doing so ever since Sarah and I decided to be steadfast in our decision.
Let's just not talk about, your past and...
Alright, we are talking about you.
Yeah, like we can talk, if you want, we can talk after.
So, alright, so you feel isolated. That's only
Yeah.
fair. You said that you were overconfident.
Against other supernaturals and the humans. Because the curse makes you isolated, but also makes you stronger.
True,
You can
but
heal so fast.
overconfidence and being what you are is not a mutually exclusive paradigm. Overconfidence can come in many forms, and I can tell you that most Garu who are overconfident are not overconfident simply based on gifts that are blessed upon us. Overconfidence is a symptom of a much deeper problem.
What is the name of that deeper problem?
It depends entirely on the person. Some people are compensating. Some people are blind to the world around them. Some people may be in denial that what they're facing is truly horrible. There's a whole litany of pathos that I could go into. But I wonder, based on what you've told me already, and what I've gathered from the times meeting you, I wonder if perhaps you're compensating for something. Tell me, Travis, are you a promiscuous man by nature?
Prometheus?
Do you have a very active sex life?
I
With
used
multiple partners. And
He
she says it very matter of fact, almost as if, much as a psychologist would, as though she's not trying to draw a laugh out of him, but being very serious.
You see, actually, he can't become serious at the moment because, like, it's like I used to had while I was a normal human.
Yes.
But rage doesn't help.
No. Do you sleep with a lot of kinfolk? Other
No.
Garou? Outsiders?
Outsiders.
Outsiders. Okay. That's only fair. If that's the case, then, do you take comfort in laying with these individuals?
Yeah, the sex is an important thing. It's makes two people feel like they are belong to each other, at least for a time. And I like that feeling. And sometimes, yes, I find comfort in people's arms. But I didn't do that kind of thing for a long time. Like the
If you're being totally honest with yourself, Travis, do you find yourself being promiscuous simply based on what you are? After all, the Fianna have a reputation. I'm well aware of that.
the again, I don't do that as much as I used to, and I like. Okay, let's just say it fast and be done with it. I like sex, but I can't have sex with humans because rage and I don't like. I had sex with outsiders, but I didn't find comfort in their arms. It was just more for having sex. I tried to have relationships with people. It ended horribly.
So then let's go back to... You said that you don't do it for comfort. Or you don't
No.
find comfort in their arms.
The people that I did was... Joy, do you know one night stands?
I'm well aware of them, yes.
Good to know. It's just they were like that.
Would it be fair to say that you feel that you need to be in a relationship?
With someone that I care, it would be nice.
What weaknesses does this need to have someone, this isolation that you have, what does that bring about in you? Where does it make you feel most vulnerable? And be honest with yourself. If you can admit to faults, Travis, you can fix them.
Can you repeat the question again?
Where are your faults? Where do your vulnerabilities and weaknesses lie? What do you feel is the weakest point of your personality? Why do you throw yourselves into the bed of others?
He looks at you and says, I trust people so easily.
Just going to roll a perception empathy on that. As soon as I can find my perception and empathy.
Roll.
Yep.
Like you had 12 or something like that.
I never had 12.
You have 12?
I never had 12.
Good to know.
2 successes.
Maybe, just maybe, I am rolling 5 dice. Let me open my dice stream again, sorry. 2 successes actually, but let's just say you got something. You see, that was a hit for you, like he throw something at you, said like I'm trusting you, but it might fuck me up at the end.
Joy sits back and steeples her fingers over her mouth. And she closes up her notebook and puts the snap back on it, fastening it.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're done here. If you're not going to be honest with yourself or open up to me, I don't know if I can help you.
I am being honest.
She's going to give a look to Travis.
You
You're
are
being honest
misunderstanding.
with me.
I didn't lie for when I said I am easy to trust people. I gave you that look, which means I'm trusting you now, but I don't know is it going to benefit me or not. I never lied to you about this.
She'll sit there for a moment, then answer the question and be honest with yourself. Where do you feel that your vulnerability, what are you compensating for?
I care about my friends, the people, so much. I think one of my worst problems is I try to make everybody happy time to time. At least the people that I care, I try to make them happy, and it I forget myself while I'm trying to make everybody happy.
Do you ever consider that in order to bring happiness to others, you have to be happy yourself?
I think I'm keep forgetting this one.
She opens up her notebook again and writes a few things down.
You see he smiles when you open the notebook.
So your comrades mean a great deal to you.
They are. I like my friends.
If you were to lose them,
I would be angry and try a lot of things to not lose them. Because we have been through some stuff, and I'm sure that you and your pack, your lover and the other guy, whatever his name is, you have been through some stuff as well. You are Astro. You used to be Astro, so you probably have been past some stuff. It means you care. Like you, I already know that you care about your friends, right? One of them deeply, the other, well, you sound like you care. You don't make pact with people that you don't care. Am I not right?
well, for one, pack is more of a term that you would use. Often when a group of Ronin get together, it's called a shame. But let's just use pack for now. But I can understand what you're saying.
I'm sorry for using the wrong term.
It's not that big a deal. You obviously haven't been told enough about Ronin, I believe.
Yeah. And again, like, there's a different reason for you to care for your friend and the other one. And for me, I like those people because I think they care about me. I feel that they care about me. And after mom and dad and some friends in college, a lot of people didn't care. There have been a lot of deaths of people. I lost a friend recently, and these things are not easy to forget. So it makes you they're you know, let's just say, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Does existence of her gives you power?
Who, Sarah?
Yeah.
Absolutely. She's
Yeah.
my wife.
That. Yes, that's the other thing, you know, like existence of my friends gives me power time to time.
But also at the same time, it can be our Achilles heel. I know
They
if
can.
somebody were to press their advantage onto Sarah, they could get to me.
Yeah.
It's a
That's another
weakness we all
problem.
bear. That is why attachment is such a dangerous gamble that we take. That's what we are.
Yeah. Fiona cares about family. You probably know it. And you have seen I was really angry about that day when you saw we got a kid in the park. Remember that?
I do believe I remember something about that, though it was a while ago. Please refresh my memory. Been dealing with quite a bit here.
You have seen me capturing a thing close to Central Park.
Yes.
And I was going to end that life.
And did you?
No, I didn't.
How did you come to terms with first deciding that you were going to, and then the conflict of deciding not to?
One of my close friends said no to me, and I decided that the acting really angry would be bad for me for future. There are good reasons for some big brothers of the septs say that the rash action is a bad action, and I remembered that and didn't do anything. Killing a young girl would have been another bad thing in my memory. And I am glad that I didn't.
How did your compatriots, your friends, react to you not slaying this individual?
Well, do you remember the you don't. When I get angry, usually some of the set members shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I was a cub.
Yes.
That matter was dear to me. You see, he pauses for a time, he becomes sad, and then looks back at you. I just remember the Beckies. Out of character. I just remember the Beckies, and yeah, that's why he looked there for a time and then looks back at the Joy.
Should make a note of something in her notebook and then sit forward. Do you take slaying minions of the worm lightly, or is it something that you have a conflict about? Amachan?
Can you hear me?
Alright, there you go, you came back.
He said that I need to think about it. I don't know. Worm should be killed.
She'll nod. It's a healthy attitude for you to have. But would you do it indiscriminately? Certainly, if an individual walked through that door that had been tainted by a bane, perhaps even an unwitting or unknowing Fomori, would you want to murder that person outright? Simply
I
to
would
destroy the worm?
try to cleanse it first.
She aims to smile, and she leans forward a bit more. Have you ever thought of yourself as you've done bad things? Things that morally you have problems with? Are there times that you worry that you're not necessarily a good person?
I think I did.
A person that would give pause and try to find a way to bring redemption to somebody. It's not a bad person.
It's, let's just say, I did something once and it was something that I shouldn't do.
Would you care to go into that?
I needed to cure myself.
And
And sometimes for curing yourself you need to do bad things.
what did you do?
I was able to see every realm. And I made an arrangement with a fate spirit. The spirit made me go somewhere, and there was a spirit there which was telling me that the fate spirit needed that thing to be killed. And each claw attack reminded me what happened in that place. In that place, they burned the kids. And with each strike, I become with one of them, and I remembered what happened to those kids. Nobody knew what happened there. It was just a burn. It was just a, you know, a house was just burned. But I see what really happened there. Somebody locked the door. There was kids inside, and they burned the house. I become one with that thing to make fate spirit strong, and
So you felt you contributed to their death.
I felt like I was the one who killed them.
She almost makes a sagely nod and looks at him with a great deal of compassion in her face. And I need you to make me a willpower roll of difficulty 7. If you need
3
someone to
successes.
3 successes.
Let me show
Yeah.
my thing. Did she intimidate me?
No, actually, she leans forward. And yeah, guess I would roll for this charisma and expression. Yeah, charisma and expression. That'll work. Only 2 successes and not so great. Or wait, no, she has enchanting voice.
4.
And Montu's tongue. That's not what goes back here. Okay, so yeah, she has 4 expression. She leans forward, and she places a hand on Travis's shoulder. As Garou, you are going to be charged with doing things that are going to compromise your ethics. You are going to be forced to face exactly what you are, who you are, and you're going to see yourself laid bare before everything. You are going to have to face down your own demons and everything that you fear about yourself. And then add on to everything that you are going to have to do in order to serve Gaia. There are sometimes things that we must do as Garou to strengthen our causes. Sometimes we have to make decisions. Sometimes those decisions are harsh. Sometimes you can't go back on those decisions. I know that as long as I remain with Sarah, I will probably never be welcomed back into the nation, ever. I don't think...
Cut out there a little.
She says, basically, as long as I remain with Sarah, I don't think I will ever be welcome in the nation.
Mm-hmm.
And these are just some facts that I've accepted. But they don't necessarily make me a bad person. Just as you making the choice to strengthen the spirit of fate doesn't necessarily make you a bad person for the things that you did. The fact that you feel remorse, Travis, tells me that you are not a creature who lives without a sense of morality.
You know, I killed so many things that I lost count. And I'm not going to come back from this, I'm a monster.
Just going to try and see just how serious he believes that.
He actually believes this and says, I can still feel the rage inside me. But I know somewhere inside me I'm still more than that. Better than that.
Alright, with 6 successes.
He is sincere. It's just...
We're not monsters inherently. It's our actions, and therefore what we choose to do is what makes us a monster or a hero.
Once I asked one of my close friends that why we exist. I told the same thing, that I feel like I'm a monster, and he told me we are monsters, and he said we're keeping the bad monsters, bad monsters, at their homes. We are the necessary monsters to keep those things go out.
There's no such thing as a monster. Simply beings that make choices, or have choices made for them. And they are simply part of consequence. Beings are not inherently evil. Some actions may be. Sometimes great evil has to be performed to save the greater good, or sometimes something entirely altruistic and pure and good can cause great evil to come about. We simply exist in a vacuum of choices, Travis. It's our choices that we make that make us good or bad people by a traditional paradigm. You chose to do what you had to serve your set, serve your nation, serve your friends, serve whatever it is that you decided to serve by strengthening this fate spirit, as you call it. Correct?
Yes.
Do you feel that what you've done brought about any good?
I think it brought good to me. I become bad. I was unable to see,
So you
but
felt that your choice in this matter was selfish?
no, it needed to be done. I didn't knew what Fate Spirit wanted from me at the beginning.
What did you want, or what did you seek out this fate spirit for? Why did you encounter it?
Somebody cursed me.
And you thought that you couldn't live with that curse?
There was no way to live with that curse. I was seeing everywhere at the same time. Have you ever seen Pangaea?
I can't say that I have,
I seen Pangaea.
though I have heard of it.
Actually, I was in
But I
Pangaea
will.
once, but well, yeah.
She looks at her watch as she nods slightly. Our time is actually pretty much up, but I want you to think about something from what you've told me. You have literally just told me that you sought out this fate spirit to undo something that was done to you. And as a
Hmm.
result, people died.
No, 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 no. People not died. There were some dead people there, and like there used to be something really bad happened there, and there was their remainings was there. Like as spirit, their remainings was in the Umbra.
Mm-hmm.
I ended their remainings in that place because they were hunting that place out.
So you felt that you contributed more to their suffering.
Yes, I felt their suffer as well while I ended their life.
Then, before we have our next session, I want you to try and think about and come to terms with something. You chose to do what you had to do to make yourself better, to make your life more livable. In the process, you caused immense suffering. That was a choice you made. Now you're living with consequences. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to think on this. I'd like you to consider the implications and where you fit in your own mind now. Where you feel that you can settle with this. Can you come to terms with what you've done? Are you okay with it? Are you not okay with it? I want you to ask yourself questions along the lines, am I a selfish person? Am I not? Is me causing others to suffer enabling me to help others down the line? Or was it simply because I could not handle bearing my own burdens? Take an objective view of yourself and ask yourself these questions. And once you come to an answer, bring them back to me next week. We'll continue to work on getting you past this point. Because I do feel that there's a certain point right now, it seems like this particular instance is troubling you on a moral and spiritual level. So we'll break down these walls, and we'll try and get you to the point where you can accept what you've done and come to peace with it. And then we'll go from that topic to the next. But as we are now about 3 minutes over time, Travis, I'm afraid we're going to have to call that a session. And Travis, could you turn your camera on, please, and make me another willpower roll, difficulty 7.
Okay.
Or, I'm sorry, 8.
Yo, 3 successes.
Okay. Cool.
Is it for Hirano?
No, it's actually not for Hirano. This is for coming to terms with some things on your own.
Okay.
More of a mental roll. Joyce will stand up and offer out her hand to Travis.
Travis will take her in and will ask, where's Sarah? I would like to meet with her as well.
She has her own business to do,
Okay.
which took her out of the center today, unfortunately. She may be around on our next session. It really depends on her schedule. We don't coordinate as often as we'd like to, which is often why at nights we end up working late into the evenings and sleeping here rather than home.
He nods and thank you for everything.
Next Thursday, 12 o'clock,
Okay.
and she smiles.
Travis will turn back and start to walk. Does he say anything?
No, she goes back to her, or she stays in her chair and she makes a few more notes for herself. And then once she's done, she walks back to her desk and goes about the rest of the day for her business, getting ready for her 1 o'clock.
Travis will open the door. He will look back towards the lady, and then go back. He will open the door for like 3 seconds. He will look back like for 2 seconds, and then he will close the door. He just did it for Aaron to get out. So, and from the mind tackling, he will ask Aaron like, "What do you think, bro?"
Interesting.
What's wrong?
We'll speak more about it later in the set.
Okay. Did I do something wrong?
No?
Oh, good to know. Okay. Shit, you made me feel bad. Okay.
Don't worry, dude. We'll talk about it.
Bye bye. And he starts to go out from the wellness center and probably will go to SAP.
And there we can end our scene.